Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all you. How art thou? How art thou, my impatience? How are things going with you? So, yeah, I told you many. I was going to talk about my toe, my black toe, my runner's toe, but I got an appointment next Monday, so I guess I'll just see what the doctor says and not tell my impatience about it. So I hope you guys will be at my beck and call today. I hope you will join and start engaging with me. That's what I hope you'll do. While you guys start to arrive, let me share with you some photographs that I took yesterday. Well, actually, yeah, let me share with you some photographs. So this first photograph was taken on May 4th, 2025. Shortly before my date, that didn't actually work out. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so this was taken on May 4th, 2025, shortly before the date. As you can see, I put on a cool polo shirt too, but as you can see, I was looking fit, I was looking handsome. For all intents and purposes, at least I was good on the date, but yeah, it didn't really work out. The next one is me in the Hawaiian shirt my brother got me with the whales. This is a kind of a cool picture too. This was taken on May 5th, 2025. You can see my medications over here. And the last photo was me this morning, just right before the gym, in my yellow and black striped shirt, May 7th, 2025. And it's a cool picture too. I know some people say you're hunched over, Andrew. Yeah, in order to fit my head in the photograph, I had to hunch over, but yeah, that's the story behind this picture. Okay, from there I'm going to go on to some artwork that I created, because why not? Okay, the first one is called Best Friends. You see me with E-Chip and Man Crush Ed. Even though I think they're my best friends, they're not really my best friends. E-Chip and Man Crush Ed, they want to get away from me. They think I'm a loser. I ask them if they want to hang out. E-Chip says, I got to go to the gym tonight. Man Crush Ed's like, who should I prank call? Who should I prank call tonight? And I'm like, my mom says they're sadistic psychopaths. So, obviously I'm a man child who wants these guys as friends, but they don't want to be my friends. You know what I mean? They reject me. That's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. The next one, this is actually the one I put the most time into yesterday. This is the artwork I put the most effort into, and it really shows. It was really tedious. It was really, really a lot of work to do, which I don't know if it's going to be a regular occurrence or not. Obviously, the first one, I get into a car crash, and I'm like, I don't feel safe driving. The second one, I'm in public, and there's bullies and they're calling me a freak, and I'm like, I don't feel safe in public. The third one, I'm walking around the neighborhood and there's an HIV hypodermic needle, and I'm like, I don't feel safe walking around my neighborhood. And obviously, because the real world is really scary for me, I sit at home isolated in solitude, and I say, I hate it at home. Is there anybody out there? Help. As you can see, I put the most amount of time into this particular 4-panel, and it really shows. It really shows I put a lot of time into it, but it was really tedious and a pain to draw. And this one, I put the second. I put effort into this one too, not as much as the previous one, but I put effort into this one too. So this one, I say to my mom, Mom, I want to go on a date with a woman, but no one wants to date me. And she tells me to go on internet dating websites. And I say, nobody is replying to me. What am I doing wrong? Nobody's replying to me on the internet dating websites. I ask some mean women, want to get coffee? One of the women says in public, get away from me. And another one says, you're pathetic. Obviously I'm rejected by these mean women. So I go home and I have an imaginary girlfriend, the pop superstar. I say, there is a secret admirer who is madly in love with me. But the truth is, I have a sad and empty life. The pop superstar is not madly in love with me. She doesn't even have a blessed clue who I am. I'm alone, sad, empty, and delusional. And that's the reality. It's an imaginary girlfriend, not a real girlfriend. Gordy says to me, man, it must suck to get rejected by every girl you ever liked. Yeah, I'm hopeful someday I'll find true love. I'm hopeful someday there will be somebody who genuinely loves me. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I get rejected by a lot of women. Somebody says, well, somebody wants me to draw a picture of a pig. Interestingly enough, this punk rock picture that I drew resembles a pig in some capacity. It was meant to be a nose ring. Yeah, I'll try to draw a pig on Thursday. It's like, punk rock is for kids. I'm an adult. Grow up and act mature. Wolfie asks, do I go outside? Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I was just walking around the neighborhood. So somebody wants me to criticize people. Somebody wants me to be mean. To be honest with you, I'm not a mean person by nature. I don't like bullying people. I don't like being mean to people. So I'm not going to do that. Even if somebody's mean to me, even if somebody's a jerk to me, I'm not a mean person by nature. So I'm not gonna be mean to people. I'm not gonna criticize people. So sorry guys. I like being a good natured. And it seems like a lot of people on my channel, you come here to cyberbully me. And I don't get that mentality. There's people I don't like, trust me. But I never go onto their channel. I never try bullying them. I never try criticizing them. I don't like to criticize people. I don't like to bully people. It's just not my nature, So, no, somebody wants me to bully somebody, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't like. They want me to bully somebody, and I'm just not going to do that. I don't like being mean to people. Somebody says it's all cool, Andrew. Toggle the switch to off. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, I don't like being a bully. It's just not. Yeah, Rusty says people do like being mean to me. Yeah, I feel like I'm often the victim. People often like bullying me, but I don't like bullying others. Maybe it's because I know how it feels, and I don't like to do it to others. Lily says, never listen to the haters. Never listen to the haters. Is bullying ever justified? That's a good question. Maybe if somebody's like a really sadistic and evil serial killer who just, I mean that's why the death penalty. Death penalty is kind of bullying in a way. If somebody really like mass killed lots of people, death penalty is kind of like bullying, right? But yeah, the person kind of deserves it because nobody really feels sympathy for them, right? So it's a nice day out. I might do artwork with my mother. It's actually my stepfather's birthday, so she's going out to a diner with him or something. But then we might do artwork today. Any recommendations as to what I could draw with my mother today if we do artwork? I know she's spending some time with my stepfather, so the artwork might not come to fruition. But yeah, I wished my stepfather a happy birthday. So did my father. We all sent him a happy birthday. We all sent Dale a happy birthday text message, and Yeah, I'm toning down on the persecutory delusions today. I'm controlling it. I'm like, all right, I could give him one day where I don't get persecutory delusions. I'm trying to be good today. I'm trying to behave well today. Maybe I should do it every day, but today in particular, since it's his birthday, I'm trying to behave well. Somebody says, pretend every day is your parents' birthday or Mother's Day or Father's Day or something like that. If you did that, maybe you'd be cured. Maybe you'd be cured, right? Yeah, my stepfather's birthday, Dale's birthday is today. Somebody says, no, I don't really. I mean, I get emotional, so I don't really choose to be good. But I was going to send some nasty text messages, and I'm like, I said, I'm not going to do this today. Uh, you know, I was going to send text messages asking if there were rich, famous, interesting people in my family or my step family or that I know, and I'm like, I'm just not going to send these texts today. And instead, I sent a text that said, "Happy birthday, Dale." So that was good. That was good. That was controlling it. That was toggling the switch to off. I was all set to ask, is somebody a rich, famous, or interesting person? And I didn't. I controlled it. So it says, how did you restrain yourself? Well, I remembered it was my stepfather's birthday, and I didn't send the text. Somebody says a good exercise to do is to write out the text messages, and then before you send them, just delete them. That's exactly what I did today. I was going to ask, is somebody in my family or step family or somebody I know rich, famous, or interesting? And you know, I deleted the text message. I didn't send it, and instead I sent "Happy Birthday, Dale." So that's exactly what I did today. It's just that I got to do it every day now. Not everything needs to be sent in a text message. So he says, perhaps write them on paper first. That's another good idea, TB. That's another good idea. Yeah, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. All right. TB asks, why do I refuse to learn the songs he recommends? Well, TB, you see, I listen to the same songs over and over and over and over and over again. I don't like listening to new music, and that's kind of the problem with the classic rock stations. They just play the same songs over and over and over and over and over again. Nobody likes to learn new music. Nobody likes to, you know. Someone says your musical tastes are stuck in Groundhog Day, the movie Groundhog Day. Yeah, TB. So, I walk around the neighborhood every day like I'm a mailman. I walk around the neighborhood getting sunburned and I drink a lot of coffee. Somebody says, Andrew, it's highly carcinogenic what you're doing, but, uh, you do it. And, it is what it is. TB says, I have an interesting idea. What's your interesting idea, TB? What's your interesting idea? Flip the switch in my brain. Specimen Andy says, Yo, Andrew, I just scored a copy of the Beach Boys today for $6. I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, the Beach Boys Today is a good album. Not as good as Pet Sounds, but very good in its own right. Um, Somebody says about being a mailman, Andrew. Maybe you could be a mailman and you could post some of your persecutory delusions around the neighborhood instead of texting them. Yeah, I mean, I know when I was in college, my mother suggested that I go to, I applied to be a mailman. She thought it would have been a good job for me because I do a lot of walking outdoors. Um, Never came to fruition. Instead, I'm a disabled adult child with less than $1,000 in my name. But she thought I'd make a good mailman, somebody who walks door to door delivering mail. Somebody says, in the running years, you could have been a mailman, and you're making money. You could have combined your love of walking and made some money by being a mailman, but you didn't. So anybody want to see my runner's toe? I'll show you my runner's toe here. It's kind of nasty. This is how my toe looks now. You think it looks like it's going back to normal, or do you think it looks like? Well, I'm seeing the podiatrist, next week. Erie says you got skin cancer or toe cancer, Andrew. I hope not, Erie. I hope not. So it's just ew. Put that toe away. Somebody says about 5 months ago you decided to hardly sing anymore. You want me to sing some songs, TV? Ticking time bomb. That man is a ticking time bomb. Tick tock, ticking time bomb. That man is a ticking time bomb. Dormant for so long, in a cocoon, watching his life pass him by. But this man's about to come back with determination. He's about to explode. Ticking time bomb. That man is a ticking time bomb. Tick tock, tick tock. And when he explodes, he's going to be a rich and famous movie star. He's going to be a Hollywood superstar. He's going to be a beautiful butterfly flying around, extremely rich, extremely famous. He's going to come back with determination and make himself successful. Ticking time bomb. That man is a ticking time bomb. Tick tock, ticking time bomb. That man is a ticking time bomb. The time bomb is ready to go off. Tick tock, kaboom! He's now a rich and famous celebrity. He's now a rich and famous movie star. Ticking time bomb. That man was a ticking time bomb. Tick tock, tick tock. Somebody says we should start a rock band, Andrew. I heard Milky can play drums. I can play guitar, and you would be the killer frontman. You'd be an epic frontman, an epic singer. Erie can play bass. Yeah, I'm down. We should all form a band, guys. We should all form a band. La 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 la. And TB will play the trombone. Or you could be the keyboardist, TB. You could be the keyboardist. Erie says, I think Rusty would make a better front man. Fuck you, Erie. I'm the front man. I'm gonna get some water here. I'm done with this coffee. Coffee down the drain. Coffee making me insane. Let's get some water here. Some Erie says, although Andrew could help us out backstage. Hey, at least I'm employed, right? At least I'm employed. So he says Andrew could be a runner or a roadie. All right, guys. Anything? So he says, Andrew, would you give Erie the quick release live on stage? No, I'm not giving Erie a quick release because, quite frankly, or for those of you who are unfamiliar with the quick release term, a ban, because Erie's a cute woman. You know, I'm a lot more lenient with cute women. But you know, if Erie was a man, I would have banned her a long time ago, quite frankly. Erie says she wants to be in a female duo with Tara Social. It would be like the lesbian Russian pop duo. Okay, fair enough, Erie. Erie is definitely a cute woman. Erie is definitely a cute woman. I'm pretty sure I know who she is. It doesn't matter who she is. I'm pretty sure I know who she is, though. She's a beautiful woman, basically, and that's the reason I don't ban her. But she's a little bit nasty. She's a little bit mean. She's a little bit like one of these nasty, mean women. But she's no. I think Erie is definitely you know, an Asian woman. I think Lily. I think Erie is definitely an Asian woman, but Freudian slip there, I guess. But you know, I think you know, I think she's beautiful, and you know, if she was an ugly man, quite frankly, she would have plunged from the rafters a long time ago. I would have given her the old Owen Hart a long time ago. But the fact that she's a cute woman, you know, she gets away with a lot. You know, there really is like I don't know what they call it, beauty bias, or like, you know, obviously like attractive people bias. I think a lot of people obviously, you know, like the neighbors next door, for example. Let's say I was a 400-pound man who was schizophrenic, who was making the crazy videos on the side of the house. They would look at me and say, "Oh, you know, this guy's crazy." But the fact that I'm a handsome guy, relatively speaking, the fact that I behave like a man child and I wave at the neighbors, I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" And I smile and I behave friendly and I'm handsome. I think they look at me and they're like, "Oh, he's just the innocent neighbor next door." And you can get away with a lot if you give off good energy, good vibrations. But if I was like a really ugly, sleazy kind of looking guy, I think people would, you know, say, "Oh, you know, let's give Andrew the old quick release and call the police on him," you know. So I mean, if you're relatively attractive, if you're you can get away with more because people are like, "Ah, it's just the wholesome guy next door," you know. It's just the wholesome schizoaffective guy next door. Hey Dave, how you doing? Fist bump to Dave. So he says, "How do you know what the neighbors think?" You're right, Erie. It's projection. I don't know what they think. Maybe they hate me. Maybe they all gossip about me and say what a fucking asshole I am. You're right. I'm just projecting that they like me into their minds. But then again, they invited me into their house. They served me iced tea when I locked myself out of the house on a sunny day, and we were friendly. And I don't know. I think they like me. If they hated me, they wouldn't have invited me into the house and given me iced tea. I'm like, oh, you locked yourself out of your house? Here's some iced tea. I'm like, okay, thank you. Mm-mm. Dave asks, "Aren't you scared to walk around the block now?" Why would I be scared to walk around the block, Dave? I just took a walk around the block. I took a long walk, actually, further than just around the block. Oh, the art from yesterday. That was actually a rendition. Let me share with you. Okay, let me share with you the original version of it from 2020. That was actually a rendition of one that was created in 2020. Um, I created this one on October 15, 2020. It's just. I mean, this is the original version of it. And yeah, I couldn't even walk down the block without checking behind myself for hypodermic needles at that time. So this is I don't feel safe driving, car crash. I don't feel safe in public, bullies. I don't feel safe walking around my neighborhood. I hate it at home. Is there anybody out there? Okay, you get the gist of it. And this is the one. I'm like that's a really good concept. But unfortunately, I could do it a lot better. So yesterday, I took that and I really enhanced it. I'm like, I don't feel safe driving, car crash. I don't feel safe in public, bullies. I don't feel safe walking around my neighborhood, HIV needle. I hate it at home, solitude, isolated. Is there anybody out there? So I really enhanced this one. I actually put a lot of time and energy into this one, and it was tedious. It was a pain in the ass to do, but I really wanted to take this artwork and really. Russ says it doesn't look like it took a lot of time to do. Well, for me, it took a lot of time to do. It was a pain in the ass to do, but this, but it came out well. It came out great. You know, I lately I've just been really lazy with my artwork. Yesterday, it was a really productive art day because I was putting a lot of hard work into my art. But when you put hard work into things, it's a pain in the ass. It's just you gotta. It's I've gotten lazy, so try to be more. Try to do more art like that one. Yeah. And I'll share. I did another one that was an updated version. Let me share with you the other one I did too, girlfriend. Uh, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find 2020. Okay, let's. Okay, I think I found it. No, I didn't find. Yeah, I did find it. Okay, so this is the original version of Girlfriend, and I'm gonna try to enhance a lot of my 2020 drawings. So the original version, I say, I want to go on a date with a woman, but no one wants to date me, and my mom says go on internet dating websites. So I'm in my room and I say nobody's replying. What am I doing wrong? And in public, I'm getting bullied by women. Get away from me, freak. I'm like, want to get coffee? They're like, you're pathetic. You're a worthless loser. And then I go back to my room and I'm like, there's a secret admirer that's madly in love with me. But I'm really imagining a girlfriend. It's an imaginary girlfriend. And that's the one I did on October 21st, 2020. And this is the enhanced version, not as good as the other one, but this is the enhanced version I did yesterday. I say, Mom, I want to date a woman, but no one wants to date me. And she says, go on internet dating websites. I said, nobody is replying. What am I doing wrong? I asked these women, want to get coffee? They say, get away from me. You're pathetic. And then there's the pop star on social media, my imaginary girlfriend. I say, there's a secret admirer who's madly in love with me, but I have a sad and empty life. So I took those two drawings and I enhanced them. I did like a remaster. Erie says the first version was better. I don't think so, Erie. I think in August, so Dave keeps mentioning August 2018, which I said these artworks are a joke, and it looks like an elementary school kid drew them. But, I've obviously changed my tone, and things have changed since August 2018. I now put a lot of hard work. I now do put a lot of work into my artwork. So I'm taking it very seriously. Basically, the point is something that was true in August 2018 is not true in May 2025. Just because something was true, 7 years ago doesn't mean it's true now, when I created that artwork in August 2018, it was a joke. In May of 2025, it's not a joke, That's what Dave is saying. Somebody says, do you think drawing like a toddler will get you attention? At the very least, it's art therapy. It's cathartic. It's therapeutic. So, I don't know. And I'll share with you. I'll share with you the other one, from yesterday, because what the hell? Why not? So this is the artwork from, November 14th, 2020. Me with E-Chip and Electronic Ed, and they're my best friends. I want to hang out with them, but E-Chip's like, I got to go to the gym tonight. And Ed's like, who should I prank call tonight? And I'm like, my mom says they're sadistic psychopaths. So, that was the original version. This one isn't necessarily good, but this is the version I did yesterday. This is the worst one I did yesterday. It was like, so I'm trying to hang out with E-Chip and Man Crush Ed, but they don't like me. They want to get away from me. They're like, he's a loser. E-Chip's like, I'm like, you want to hang out? E-Chip's like, I got to go to the gym tonight. Ed's like, who should I prank call tonight? And I'm like, my mom says they're sadistic psychopaths. They don't like me. They want to get away from me. They think I'm a loser. They reject me. They're not my best friends. So he says the first version was better. Yeah, this one was kind of a shitty version. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted to do a third drawing because Instagram and a lot of the social media platforms, like this one, I did very quickly. I didn't put a lot of effort into this one. So Rusty's like, how is it possible to get worse at drawing? I guess because I put a lot of effort into the original version of this, and this one isn't as good. It depends. I think I really enhanced the other two, though. So Erie says, well, you didn't, Andrew. I think I did, Erie. I think I did. Let me get some more water here. It's important to drink water with coffee. I should really tone down on the caffeine. La 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 la. All right, guys. Any questions, or should I hit the old dusty trail? I'm kind of running out of things to talk about here. Somebody says your mom is the artist of the family. Yes, my mom is a really good artist. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that statement, Erie. My mom's a better drawer than me, but I do come up with good. I'm more of the storyteller. I'm more of the person who creates the story, where my mom creates the, where my mom creates the drawings. So I'm more of the storyteller than the actual artist. All right, guys. Any last questions, or not really? Erie asks, "Do you not pay attention to the art teacher?" I don't know, Erie. I mean, no. All right. I guess on that note, I'm going to hit the old dusty trail. Thanks for watching. Peace out, my impatiens.